Okay guys, so unfortunately my March numbers are only just slightly better than February's, but let's talk about what sold for me on Poshmark and eBay in the month of March for $40 or more. Hey guys, it's me, Kay, and you've arrived at my weird little corner of the internet. Welcome. If you're new here, I'm a part-time reseller, mostly on eBay and Poshmark. Occasionally, I make Mercari and Depop sales, and I sell locally at an antique mall. And I do all this so that me and my daughter can travel. This is our fun money, our hobby money, so to speak. But yeah, like I said in the intro, March was not great for me. February was really awful for me. It's the worst month I've had since the summer of last year. And March was only just slightly better by like $100 and change. So this should be a fairly short video, but if you have never watched one of these before, every month at the end of the month, I do a recap of sales that I made for $40 or more. I think this is a good price point to show you guys. And sometimes when I do different kinds of what sold videos, I will show you the lower dollar sales. Like if I have a good weekend and I have enough to show you, I will show you everything that sold. But for these, I try to keep it to that threshold. But yeah, I had, let's see, 7 on eBay and 8 on Poshmark. So 15 sales over 40 in total. And for February, I had 17, so I am down 2 from the previous month, but let's talk about it. So eBay, I had 7, like I said. You guys will be seeing pictures of the listings. I will generally tell you how much I paid. If I know how much I listed it at, I will tell you that as well. And if I know how long it took to sell, I will provide that information also. So the first item is the Noble Collection Harry Potter remote wand. So this was just like a battery operated wand that you could connect to your TV or other device and control that device with the wand. I paid $3.99 for this. It sold in 2 days for full price, $49.99. Yeah, that was a good sale. I would definitely pick that up again. The next item I, however, would not pick up again. It was a Coach Faye convertible backpack. I have no problem selling Coach. I do like Coach. I won't pick up the like 2000s, early 2000s Coach because I don't personally like it. I love the vintage Coach. That leather is amazing. And some of the newer ones, but this one, I didn't realize until after I got home I couldn't exchange it because it was a bag and not a piece of clothing. So I was kind of stuck with it, but it was missing some straps to actually make it a convertible backpack. So that was a bummer. And also I paid $20.01 for this. So quite a bit high. I like to stay $5 and under average. And yeah, I sold this for $75. So it ended up being a semi-decent sale, but it did sit for quite a long time because of the issue with not having the straps. So it took 13 months to sell for $75. The next is a designer brand that I personally love. It's probably my favorite like mid-tier designer. It's Zadig and Voltaire. In my experience, the thrift stores don't quite know what this brand is, so they priced it pretty low, and I paid $3.59 for this. This was called the Tunisian, and it had like a camo skull with rhinestones on it. It was a Henley top, and this sold, again, full price, $49.99, and it took 3 months to sell. Next is an item that I was super excited about because as part of my goals for 2023, I wanted to kind of get back into like a regular fitness routine, and I was able to score a Peloton bike, just the regular bike, not the Bike Plus, on Facebook Marketplace for $700. It came with the bike, 2 pairs of bike shoes, one of which happened to perfectly fit me, so I kept those. It came with the Peloton branded mat. It came with a new in the box heart monitor, which I also sold, but it didn't hit this threshold. Let's see, what else did it come with? I know I'm missing something, but it came with a whole bunch of accessories, and so I listed the other pair of shoes, which were a size 42. just to make some of that money back from the $700 investment. They are a size men's 9 or women's 11, which is the 42 euro sizing. So they were the regular black and red cycling shoe that retail for well over $100 on the Peloton website. They do now have a newer style, which doesn't have like the Velcro straps. Those I think are $165, and these maybe like $125 or $135. But anyway, I sold these for another full price sale, $49.99. They sold in less than a day, and I record my cost as 0 because I'm just trying to recoup some money from the Peloton bike. So yeah, I'm really excited about that sale. It's my favorite find of 2023, and I'm really loving the Peloton. So if you have a Peloton bike, or if you just use the app and you want to have Peloton friends, my username is just KNorm. I will put it on the screen for you, but yeah, I'd love to follow along on your journey on Peloton. Okay, so speaking of fitness, I sold a pair of leggings from Sweaty Betty. This is a UK brand, and that's exactly where it's going back to. It was an eBay international sale, so it's going back to the United Kingdom, I believe to someone in London. I love finding this brand. Sometimes it does sit because the buyers are mostly not in the US for this particular brand. These were called the Power Legging, and they had the Union Jack or the United Kingdom flag on them, which is part of the reason I think someone in the UK wanted these, and they paid $40 for them plus an astronomical amount in shipping to get them there. I paid $4.79, and they sold in 4 months. Next is a brand that I absolutely love to sell. You've heard me say this a few times. It's American Giant. It does not retail super high. It's like a mid-level, like kind of like a mall brand pricing in my opinion, but somehow they still sell for close to retail in most cases. I think this hoodie retailed for like $89. And I sold it for $55. That's good in my opinion. So this was a yellow full zip hoodie. Everything they have is plain. There are no patterns. It's just solid colors. Really great basics though. And I paid $5 for this in Connecticut when me and my daughter went in February to celebrate her birthday because she wanted to go thrifting. So it sold in a month, $5 into $55. And the last sale to talk about on eBay that was $40 or more was a pair of Judy Blue jeans. If you have been around for a while, you know that I love to sell Miss Judy Blue. It moves really quickly for me in most cases. These were the Elko High Rise Flare in a size 11 or 30. I paid $6.86. The thrifts have not caught on about this brand at all, which is great for me. They sold in 2 weeks for $39.99, essentially $40. So for those 7 sales on eBay, the total was $359.96. As I've been saying in all of these recaps for 2023, this does not include anything buyers paid for shipping. That is a separate fee that I calculate and leave in a different area on my spreadsheet. So this is just the actual sales prices. Making my ASP $51.42. I wish it would be like that overall and not just for these 7. My total cost of goods for those 7 items was $44.24, making my average cost of goods $6.32. I like to stay around $5 and under, but again, this is just for those 7 sales. Before we get to the totals for the eBay platform for March, I also do want to give a shout out to a viewer who purchased something for me. So thank you, Roman, anytime picker. Roman is awesome. He purchased this Gymshark Sport Stripe tee from me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you to anyone who buys from me, whether you're a viewer or on Instagram or, you know, just anyone in general. But I do want to give a shout out to viewers when they make sales. So if you find anything in my eBay store or Poshmark closet that you want, feel free to reach out to me. We can work out a price. I am happy to move the sale off platform if you are more comfortable with that, but I definitely did want to thank Roman here on YouTube. I will leave his YouTube channel down in the comments below. Thank you again, Roman, for that purchase. All right, so total sales for the eBay platform. $1,182.87, again, not including buyer paid shipping costs, making my average sales price or ASP $21.91. I sold a total of 54 items. My total cost of goods across all 54 items for the month of March, $226.52, making my average cost of goods $4.19. Love that for me. And my total profit was an abysmal $834.61. Now, I'm not saying it's abysmal if you make that much on eBay in a month. It's just for me and what I had been doing previously is a bit of a downward spiral. So I am a little concerned. Hopefully things will start to pick up. Compared to February, my average sales price was about the same, $21.91 versus $21.74 in February. I sold 3 less items in March compared to February. My total cost of goods was about $7 less. My average cost of goods though in February was $384 versus March's $419. So I love to have a lower average cost of goods. And my total profit in February was $899.27 versus March's $834.61. So, you know, like $60 and change less on eBay in March. Let's move over to Poshmark, where things are really not that much better. So I sold 8 things for $40 or more on Poshmark in March. The first item was a pair of Keen Targhee 2 hiking boots. These were mine. I wore them to Peru when I hiked the Inca Trail. I did a 4-night, 4-day trek for the Inca Trail, and I bought these specifically for that and then never really wore them again. I recorded my cost of $0 because I mean I've had them for 5 years. I did Peru in 2017, so yeah, I listed them for $75. They did take a few months to sell, but they sold on an offer for $63. And I have a feeling that's not too far off from what I paid, to be honest, because I got them on sale. So the next item is a pair of Spanx stretch twill cargo pants. They were in camo color. I consider camo a color. And they were size extra large, which I think helped them sell. I did pay $12.99 for these, and they only sold for $40, but they sold in 5 weeks, which is decent for me, and I had them listed at $56. Next is a ThredUp item. It's one of 3 ThredUp items that hit this $40 or more list. So yes, I still love buying mystery boxes from ThredUp. They bring me lots of money. So the first one is a pair of Longchamp turn lock flats. These came from my most recent DIY designer box, which I was not super happy with. I paid $12.85 for all of the 7 items, I think, that come in that box. They sold in 1 week for $50, and I had them listed at $60, so that was a pretty reasonable offer from the buyer. Next is a pair of new without tags Ariat Deer Tan Fat Baby boots. I paid up for these as well. I paid $15.19 for them. I listed them at $90 and they sold for $80. So again, another reasonable offer, and that one came from the buyer. And that was a pretty quick sale. I want to say it was about a month or so. The next item is another ThredUp piece. This one came from a men's clothing box. I've only ever gotten 2, and I think I only actually uploaded 1 of them because the footage from the other box wasn't great, and so I never actually put that up on my channel, so I'm sorry. But this one was a new with tags Outdoor Voices Nimbus hoodie. This was a full price sale, but it did take 9 months to actually finally sell for $54. My cost of goods was $3.91 for the items in that men's box. The next item is something I had originally purchased for myself, and I didn't end up liking the fit, so I listed them. So I'm recording my cost of $0 as $0. That's just how I do things for my business. This was a pair of new with tags Levi's 501 laser cut selvage jeans. I had originally listed them pretty high for $125 because they were new with tags and selvage denim is usually more valuable than regular. If you know about selvage, you'll understand what I mean. I'll try to insert a photo here of what selvage actually looks like so you can look for it in your thrift stores. But the buyer came in and countered with 45. I was not happy with that because it was way more than 50% off of my list price. And I countered back at 75, and then she met me in the middle at 60, so they sold for $60. The next sale is something I screwed up on. So let's talk about that. It was a pair of Lululemon Black Wonder Train high-rise leggings. These were a quick sale. I shared them in a Friday Thrift Finds haul, and then they sold within like that next week after I listed them. They were a size 14. That was like the biggest size I'd ever found in Lululemon. And they sold for $45, which was full price fairly quickly, like I said. However, I did not notice that on both legs there had been small repairs done when I listed them. So when I was packaging them up to send out to the buyer, I had noticed that they had been repaired. So there must have been like little tiny holes at the very like bottom hem of each leg of the pant in the front. They had been repaired really nicely. They were black leggings, so it was easy probably for them to have found black thread and fixed the holes. But I hadn't noticed that at all. So it wasn't in the description, it wasn't photographed. So I reached out to my buyer and I let her know the situation. I sent her photos of both legs so she could see what they look like, and I let her know that if she still wanted these leggings, I would be happy to offer her something else from my closet for $30 or under, you know, just as a sorry that I made this mistake. I'm a human being and sometimes things fall through the cracks that I don't notice. And she happily took me up on my offer. So she picked out a piece from my ThredUp men's box, that same one from the Outdoor Voices Nimbus hoodie. It was I think an Under Armour piece, and so I had to add that cost to my total cost for this. So my total cost ended up being brought up to $9.60 for that sale because it included the Lululemon leggings and then the Under Armour piece. But I am happy that I was still able to make that sale. And yeah, I love buyers like that who are understanding, and you know, she didn't freak out, which totally would have been valid in this case because I screwed up. That's on me. But I'm glad that we were able to work that out, and she gave me a 5-star review, so thank you. And the last item for Poshmark over 40 that we're going to talk about today was the third ThredUp sale for Poshmark that was in this wheelhouse. So it was a new Alex and Ani Wonder Woman cuff bracelet. I don't think this fun box is up yet because I've just had so much going on in so many videos I've been trying to get out, but it is coming. So I paid $3.03 for this. It was a full price sale that sold in 2 weeks for $50. So that was a good fun box sale for me. I don't often have pieces from the fun boxes that sell for that high of an amount. So yeah, I was really excited for that, and it definitely covered the entire price of that box. So for those 8 items I sold on Poshmark for $40 or more, my total sales were $442, making my ASP, average sales price, $55.25. My total cost of goods for those 8 items was $57.57. I love the good symmetry there. And my average cost of goods was $7.20, so a little bit high. Now let's talk about Poshmark as a whole from March to February, and then we'll talk about the overall numbers, and then that'll be it for this video. So for March on Poshmark alone, total sales $1,426 versus February $1,031. So I definitely did better on Poshmark in February than I did on eBay. And then average sales price $29.71 in March versus $27.13 in February. I sold 10 more items in March. I sold a total of 48 items. My total cost of goods for those 48 items was $247.86. My average cost of goods was $5.16. It was 10 cents more in February for, you know, a comparison. And my total profit was $860.56 versus February, which was $610.35. So yeah, definitely saw an uptick in sales on Poshmark in March from February, but it's April 8th right now, today, the day before Easter, and I've sold 1 thing on Poshmark. So we'll see. April's what sold for $40 or more might be like 5 minutes long at this rate, but hopefully things will turn around. Okay, let's talk about the overall numbers. So this is just Poshmark and eBay. So far I haven't had any sales on Depop or Mercari that are $40 or more, so I have never talked about them on this video, in these videos, but if that ever happens, I will include them. And then I'm going to start doing like a monthly recap for just my antique booth specifically. So this is just Poshmark and eBay. My totals for March. Total sales, $2,608.87 versus February, $2,270.31. So a little under $400 more in March. I also sold more items in March. I sold 102 items on Posh and eBay versus February. I only sold 95. My ASP is a little bit up from February. It's $25.57 versus $23.89 for February. Total cost of goods, $474.38 versus $419.14 in February, but I also sold more items. My average cost of goods for March, $4.65, under $5, which I love to be at, versus February was a little bit lower, $4.41. My total profit, just slightly different. It's $1,695.17 for March versus February, $1,509.62. So just under $200 of, actually, sorry, just under $200 difference from March to February. So not great. To be fair, my listing has not been super consistent because I've been busy with work and busy with just life in general, especially now that I have my Peloton and I've been working out every single day since I got the Peloton a little over 2 weeks ago. So things are changing in my life as always, and I just haven't quite fully adjusted to all of the new things. But yeah, that is my March recap, all the sales that I made that were $40 or more on Poshmark or eBay for the month of March 2023. Thank you again to Roman, Anytime Picker, for purchasing from me. I am always super excited when my viewers buy things from me. I actually have a sale for April already that was a viewer sale. So we'll talk about that come the beginning of May when I have all those numbers ready. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it at any point, please give us a big thumbs up. It really helps me out here on YouTube to know what type of content you enjoy seeing from me. And as always, if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you here in my weird little family on the internet, and I hope to see you next time. Bye guys.